technology that is built for your every sense. Acer Pure from Acer.
By the Union's finance minister, it seems that the Indian equities have been rising sharply this Thursday morning after the government has unveiled sweeping GST rate cuts to spur consumption during the festive season and also to cushion the blow from the steep US tariffs. At about 9:18 a.m., the Sensex had climbed around 495 points to 81,062, while the Nifty gained 149 points to 24,864. However, it seems that there is a lot of strong optimism that is now surrounding the GST Council meeting. My colleague Hina Gambhir is also connected with us. Hina, good morning. It seems that the GST revamp has lifted the market sentiment.
Absolutely. In fact, you were giving a number now, Sensex has gone up even further. It's now seeing a gain of almost 700 points. In fact, 81,251 is where the Sensex is right now, and it's moving quite fast. When it comes to Nifty, it's just, moments away. In fact, we can say if this momentum continues from hitting that psychologically important mark of 25,000. In fact, Nifty right now is seeing a gain of about 200 odd points. And because, sector-wise, there is going to be a lot of impact. The biggest takeaway, Amita, of the GST reforms that have been announced yesterday is that it is going to put more money in the pockets of the Aam Aadmi. And that is going to boost consumption for our economy, and that is the reason why sectors all across are going to see a sharp benefit going forward. And that's something that the markets are extremely happy about, that these bold reforms in fact have been announced. Now the timing is extremely important. Of course, the government is saying that this is not a result of Trump tariff heat that we are seeing, but it is going to cushion our exporters from Trump tariff heat. Second important aspect is why timing is important, because it is going to kick in from the first day of Navratri, which is 22nd of September, and from there, if these benefits kick in, which means for the festive season, there's going to be more money in the pockets of the Aam Aadmi, which is going to further boost consumption. So the dark clouds that were hanging on our economic growth following Trump tariff of 50% is going to see some kind of cushioning from domestic consumption boost that these GST reforms are going to bring in. And that is the reason why there is this extremely positive sentiment that we are seeing, not just on the Lal Street, but overall. If you see the reactions that have come from industry and specific industries like insurance, agriculture, pharmaceutical, etc., they all have given a big thumbs up.
Well, analysts, and we've been speaking to the market experts as well, they expect that the market will remain range-bound with global trends and also sectoral shifts. That seems to be shaping the market sentiments, and of course with the council decisions that are likely to play a pivotal role. Hina, appreciate you joining us here on the broadcast, but political reactions is something that we are now going to focus on. The revised GST regime that has been hailed by the Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman's peers in the cabinet as well as a bold move that they say shows the commitment of the Prime Minister to ease of living and ease of doing business. This is for the Aam Aadmi, the common man. Right from the Union Home Minister Amit Shah to the Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal, all of them have hailed this historic decision that will bring a huge relief to the poor and to the middle class, while also supporting farmers, the MSMEs, the women and the youth in particular. When we speak of the BJP leaders who have praised these next-gen reforms, now this is coming across, including that from the opposition as well. However, they have been calling it as too late in the day. But one of the most sought changes to the regime that has been GST exemptions, especially that we have been mentioning when it comes to life insurance, health insurance, and what means when it comes to premiums now that would be coming down. This also has now become the decision that the opposition is rushing to take credit for, saying that humne to pehle se kaha tha. Right from the Congress to the TMC, party men are rushing to dig out all tweets and posts of their bosses, only to say that the rollback was forced by Rahul Gandhi and Mamata Banerjee, leaders in the opposition, saying that we were the one who made those suggestions to the government. However, they have also revived, remember at the time when GST came into effect, goods and services tax. Now there was another analogy that was drawn by the Vipaksh. They called it the Gabbar Singh tax. Now this was coined for the first time as the GST came into being. But such has been the reaction that has been coming in. Multiple leaders from the government who have welcomed the centre's recent GST rationalization and rate cuts, but has also questioned as far as the decision that multiple leaders of the opposition are now questioning the 8-year delay in the revision of the GST. So we're going to put across both sides. When we speak of the opposition as well, who have now been saying that this has been the vision of the opposition, of their leaders, and they had already suggested the government back then to implement these measures so that GST becomes simplified for the Aam Aadmi. So credit was, as I said, this is TMC MP Mahua Moitra saying that DD Mamata Banerjee wrote to Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on the 2nd of August 2024, urging a withdrawal of 18% GST on life and health insurance policies. Finance Minister has finally done it, albeit to the offset pain from friend Donald's 50% tariffs, saying that the All India Trinamool Congress continues to fight anti-people policies. Now let's take a look how the Congress party is reacting, because they are all talking about the timing of this announcement that has been done. They say, और ठीक है, 1 साल बाद भारत के अगले प्रधानमंत्री राहुल गांधी जी के प्रस्ताव को सरकार ने मानते हुए हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस पर जीएसटी वसूलना बंद किया है. So already when it comes to the opposition, mainly when we speak of the Congress, they are of the point of view that similar suggestions were made by Rahul Gandhi himself, which the government of India today has acknowledged and has now been put into effect. Not very far behind is the UBD Sena as well. Priyanka Chaturvedi saying that long overdue correction on GST slabs, which was being demanded, has now been done. High time GST truly works for India and for Indians as well. This has been mainly when it comes to the reaction that has been coming in from the opposition parties, but the TMC as all coming together to say and call it a victory for the Aam Aadmi, for the common people, a victory wrested from a tone-deaf regime that only listens when forced. From day one, Mamata Banerjee warned the finance minister that taxing insurance premiums was cruel, it was anti-people, and it would deter families from securing their future, leaving them vulnerable to financial ruins in times of crisis. They are now blaming the government for not acting on time. Further going on to say that the Narendra Modi government has finally buckled under pressure. This rollback proves that BJP only acts when cornered. We will continue to fight every such Jan Virodi decision in parliament, on the streets, among the people. So this has been the credit war. Multiple parties in the opposition are rushing to dig out old tweets of their bosses and giving the credit, say, to the likes of Mamata Banerjee and also Rahul Gandhi. Saket Gokhale, another TMC leader, saying that Modi's absolute shamelessness in taking credit for GST cuts. He is now blaming the Modi government, saying that for years people of India faced extortionate GST rates. Every time the opposition asked for a reduction, the Modi government would say GST Council decides, it is not us. The new GST cuts have happened only because states who comprise of the GST Council with the centre have chosen to give up revenue for the benefit of the people. So they are saying that they are making a huge sacrifice, but they are doing it for the country's development, for the development of their citizens. And this is where, as far as when it comes to the opposition, another angle that is now being coming from the Congress party, even when it comes to certain leaders within the party who are welcoming this move, however, calling it as too late announcement that has been made by the government. Here is what Team Rahul Gandhi is of the opinion, because they seem to be claiming that GST 1.0 growth suppression tax, and Congress is now saying that wait for a true GST 2.0 that will continue, and a 2.2 private investment is something that they are now asking, will it actually really ease the burden on the MSMEs, and saying that the main demand of the states still remain unaddressed, saying that the states rather want extension of the compensation when it comes to the revenue losses. This is a lengthy post that has been made by Jairam Ramesh of the Congress party, who has now been saying that it was their own party which had long advocated the GST 2.0. That, it seems, has come across as a big relief for the Aam Aadmi, and this is something that was suggested by them. That means the Indian National Congress. In the meantime, we'll also get you, when it comes to reactions that have come in from multiple leaders, union ministers, the Prime Minister who have hailed it. And of course, this is the guarantee that the Prime Minister gave from the ramparts of the Red Fort on the occasion of the Independence Day, calling it as a big Diwali bonanza for the Aam Aadmi. Ease of doing business and of course ease of living seems to be the mool mantra. We'll be getting you the details back after a short break.